Hi friends, welcome to my channel Simple Learning Tips. So today we'll be discussing disciplinary procedure part 2, and the topics that will be covered are approaches to discipline, stages in disciplinary procedure, types of disciplinary action. Now for first part 1 video of disciplinary procedure, please click on the icon or I'll leave the link in the description box below. So please do check out that too to have better understanding. So let's move on to first topic, that is approaches to discipline. Now in approaches to discipline, there are 3 major approaches to discipline. First one is incorrect discipline, second one is preventive discipline, and third one is positive discipline. Now incorrect discipline. Now, we know from that term itself, incorrect discipline means management, they use improper and incorrect methods to ensure that discipline is being followed in the organization. That is what is incorrect discipline means. That is, they use inappropriate methods to ensure that that kind of discipline is followed in the organization. Now, what are that inappropriate method? Now, we all know that if management is using some improper method, that will cause only negative discipline. That means that employees will adopt that discipline or whatever rules and regulations are there. Employees will be following that rules and regulation only because of fear, not because of anything else. So that will create a kind of negative discipline. Now, what are the things that will come under that? First one is negative feedback. In some organizations, employees are given feedback only when their performance is found to be unsatisfactory. And I should tell that, it really demotivates employee. Let's say, for example, in schools, or if you are studying in college or anywhere, you would know that, some professors or some teachers will be there who will not, appreciate when you might have got, 25 out of 25 in a unit test or class test or anything. But if you are making some mistakes in class while solving the problem, then he or she, the faculty will try to point it out and will try to, kind of humiliate you. That is negative feedback, that faculty is not appreciating the student when he or she is doing a good work. But she's ready to give feedback when he's making a mistake. So that is called negative feedback. Let's say in organization term, suppose, an employee, he has done a project and it has become quite successful, and, that project has gone worldwide, something like that. So he's not getting any kind of appreciation for that. But when the same employee, let's say next day he has taken a leave or he has come late to office, you're scolding the employee for coming late to office, but you're not seeing the hard work that he has put on the previous days. So that will definitely demotivate the employee. That is what this negative feedback means. Next one is late intervention. Now, in this case, the manager, he ignores whatever rules and regulations the subordinate is not following, and he allows to continue it unless, the problem becomes a big bubble and, the problem will go out of the hand, then he will try to interfere in it. So that is known as late intervention, or it is otherwise known as procrastination discipline. So let's say, for example, a manager is there and he know that, his subordinates, they are coming late to office on a daily basis, and he is ignoring that. He is not at all considering that. But when a problem will come, like when it reaches to the management, and when, the productivity of that particular unit has decreased and he is being questioned, then he will start blaming subordinates for coming late to work. That is late intervention. Next one, labeling employees and not their behavior. Sometimes manager, they have a tendency to label employees because of their unsatisfactory performance on a job. Now, this means that, suppose, let's say a person is good in programming, or in development. He is very good at that. But he is very bad at maintaining that data or organizing the data. He is not a good organizer, or he is not good at, submitting the data on time or something like that. But he is very good. He is an excellent worker in that Java field. So what the manager will do is that he will say that just because he is not organized in his work, let's say when you ask suddenly a question to that person, he is unable to answer it. He know it, but since he is not organized, he is unable to answer it. So you will label the employee that he is a non-performer. So you label the employee because of the performance or non-performance of his work, of a job. Next one, misplaced responsibility. Now, this means that, sometimes if we do a deep analysis, we will find out that it is not the employee who is not adhering to the rules and regulation, but the management who is responsible for the misconduct of the employee. Because the management is not doing their part, which forces the employee to do that kind of misconduct. So that might be the case. That will be the rare case, but still that could be one of the reasons. Now, next approach is preventive discipline. Now, preventive discipline means, here you try to avoid or you try to prevent any undesirable behavior or misconduct. That is what is this preventive discipline means. Now, this can be possible only where there is a positive work environment, where job satisfaction is there, where trust is there among the co-workers, and which will lead to an improved employee performance. So this is known as preventive. That is, they try to prevent any kind of mishappenings in the organization. And how it can be achieved is that, let's say while selecting an employee itself, they are selecting the employees, such kind of employees whose goals meet with the organization's goal. So while selecting itself, they are filtering the employees who will match with the organization's ideas. Next is they give proper training and development to the employees to make sure that they will definitely adapt to the job requirements, so that a good performance can be given by the employees. Next one is that, the management should be clear about the disciplinary procedure. Like, employees should have a clear idea that if they do this kind of work, this will be the punishment. If they do this kind of misconduct, this will be the punishment given to the employees. Next one, let's say, some kind of, to have that preventive discipline approach, let's say constructive feedback can be given. We talked about negative feedback, we talked about, late intervention. Constructive feedback means whenever it is necessary, you appreciate the employees. It's not that, you are giving false praises. Not like that. Whenever it is required, you motivate the employees. Okay, thereby giving the constructive feedback. Next one, communication. Now, I would say that communication is very crucial for each and every organization. The employee should feel free that they can communicate their problems to the management through an open door policy. So that is how you can achieve this kind of preventive discipline. That kind of trust, mutual cooperation should be there among the employees to have this kind of disciplinary approach. Now, the last one is positive discipline. Now, mostly, positive discipline is only possible in any organization. In a practical scenario, that is only possible. Now, in this approach, it means that even if, we all are human beings, and as a human being, we have a tendency to commit mistakes. So even if, employees have unsatisfactory behavior, it is corrected through support and positive attitude from the managers. That is known as positive discipline. Now, this is like a problem solving method, and how it can be achieved is that there should be a clarity of responsibility. Whatever responsibility is given to you, it should be clear. And then, just tell the employees what is that you are expecting from them, and give them, attainable goals, not that you are giving unattainable goals. Suppose, let's say you are asking an employee to complete a project or any assignment within 1 month, but you have not given him any internet connection, you have not given him any proper system. So how you can expect your employees to attain that goal? So give him attainable goals with all the facilities, and communicate that clearly to the employees, and define that what is expected from him. Then then again communicate clearly about that. Communication should be specific, clear. Communicate about all the disciplinary procedures, rules, and the rules that are being followed in the organization, like that. Then also just do some kind of follow up. It's not that you have done all this part and you have just left it out. Try to collect some kind of performance data and try to monitor it. Find out who is left out, who is an underperformer or non-performer. Try to motivate him. Try to give more training. So it means that create a positive discipline, positive work environment. So that is what is this positive discipline means. Now our next topic is one of the important topic in disciplinary procedure, that is stages in disciplinary procedure. Now this is very, very, very important topic. And so first one is forming and issuing the charge sheet. Now this means that let's say an employee has done a misbehavior, has conducted a misbehavior. Let's say, for example, he has taken a bribe. I'll just explain you with this example. Now, first what you will do is that you will form a charge sheet and you will issue a charge sheet. Now, in the charge sheet, what will be written? Charge sheet should clearly define what are the charges you are going to write against the employee. And after that, in that same charge sheet, you seek an explanation from the employee for his misconduct. So basically, when a management of an organization, if they want to initiate an inquiry or any kind of investigation against an employee for any misbehavior, this concerned employee is given a charge sheet. Let's say in this case, he has taken bribe. So you will write in that charge sheet that, okay, you have taken a bribe from so and so person, from your client. So you are asked to submit your explanation. Like that, a charge sheet will be issued, because an investigation has to be conducted against the employee. So that is the first step, forming and issuing charge sheet. Second stage is that considering the explanation. Now, in this stage, suppose if an employee, he admits that, okay, I have done this act, and if the management is satisfied with the explanation offered by the employee, then, normal cases, no further inquiry is conducted. It is just like that, it will be dropped. So that is considering, so it all depends on the explanation that the employee will give. So he will give an explanation, and if the management is satisfied, no further inquiry, the matter ends there. Now, next step, issuing the notice of inquiry. Now this means that if the management is not satisfied with the explanation, it is decided that an inquiry is to be conducted, and for that a notice of inquiry is to be issued to the employee. Now after that, an inquiry officer will be appointed, and and he will be somebody who should have a knowledge of law related things, and or maybe an outside expert will be appointed for all kind of domestic internal inquiries. So that is the next stage. Next one, holding a full-fledged inquiry. Now this means that the employee should also be given a chance to hear out, should be given an opportunity to be heard. A justice mean should be taken. It is not that you have a grudge against that employee and you are taking it against him. No, his right, whatever justice, whatever explanation he has to be given, that opportunity should be given to him. So a method of fair justice is to be adopted here. So inquiry officer, he should, without any kind of partiality, he should record the findings of the inquiry. Whatever inquiry proceedings he has done, that should be recorded, and he should not make any kind of judgmental comments here. Now after that, final order of action. Now this means that, so now the inquiry has been completed, inquiry of officer, he has given a kind of report. Let's say it has been proved that he has taken bribe, like that. So here the appropriate authority, based on the findings of the inquiry officer, will make the judgment. Now either he will punish the employee or or he will free him of the charges. That depends on, or if he is guilty means some punishment will be given. So based on the decision of this appropriate authority, the punishment for the employee is determined. Now what type of punishments will be given, that we'll discuss in the next slide. So I hope it is clear. And the last one is follow up. Now it's not enough, it's not sufficient that these steps are taken. It is also the management should ensure that this kind of behavior is not repeated in future. So that I hope this is clear, the stages in disciplinary procedure. So first one is forming and issuing a charge, where all his charges will be written. Second one, consider the employee is given an opportunity to give the explanation, and if it is satisfied, management will not conduct any further inquiry. If the management is not satisfied, a notice will be given to the employee. An inquiry officer will be appointed, and they will hold a full-fledged inquiry, and based on the inquiry officer's report, they will finally prepare, an appropriate authority will decide whether he is free from charges or whether he is guilty of the charges, and then later follow-up will be there. Now what types of disciplinary action are taken here? First one is verbal warning. Now this is kind of informal warning, informal method. This is just for example, an employee is coming late to office. The manager will call him in his cubicle and he will just warn him orally. So mostly it will be conducted in a private environment. Next one, written warning. Now here it means that if the oral warning fails, and if they feel that the employee is not improving, a written warning will be given, and this is a formal stage. Next one, suspension. Suspension means if an employee is not at all following the rules and regulation of the organization, despite he has been given oral warning, that verbal warning, then written warning, and if nothing has worked out, then employee will be suspended from the services. Now suspension means he should not come to work for a short period of time or for a longer period of time, and he will not be paid during this time. Next one, demotion. Now if an organization feels that there is no improvement or there is no change in behavior, in attitude of the employees in that particular position, suppose if he is a team leader, he has been warned, he has been suspended, and everything has been done, and if they feel that he is not doing that, he is not doing justice to that position, then his position may be like a demotion will be given. He may not be given that position. So that is what this demotion means. Next one, pay cut. Now this is very demoralizing punishment, but still it is one of the action taken by management. His pay will be reduced. And the last one and the ultimate one is dismissal. Now this is the actually ultimate disciplinary punishment that could be given to any employee. Now this should be used only when very serious offense is there, and only if all other punishment methods have failed, this punishment can be given. So I hope it is clear. If you have any doubt, please leave in the description box below. So if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to this channel. And for more understanding of this topic, please refer to the first part of types of disciplinary procedures, part 1. I'll leave the link in the description box below. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel, and please leave your valuable comments below if you want me to discuss any other topic. And thank you for watching this video, and stay tuned for more videos like this. And once again, thank you for the amazing response from all of my subscribers and all of the people who are watching this. Thank you so much.